Okay, welcome back. Today I'd like to go on our series of Vulnhub. The virtual machine would be one of Funbox series. To be exact, the virtual machine is easy. I think from my experience when I did this virtual machine, it's not easy as it sounds. Okay, anyway, but before we begin our today's video, if you don't mind, please subscribe to my channel. I do appreciate your help and support. And now let's get started. To save time, I have already imported into the VirtualBox. Now I'd like to enter into the Kali Linux. As you can see over here, the IP address of the virtual machine has been identified as 254. You can use whatever tool you are comfortable with, like NetDiscover. Of course, my favorite tool in such context is NetDiscover. And also I did the map scanning, and I did the scene scan, the virtual scan, default script scan, and also I did the comprehensive scan by the option of -p-. From the map scanning results, as you can see over here, the three open ports. The first one is 22, which runs SSH, and also the version information is displayed over here. Of course, as we know, this version doesn't have any vulnerability we can exploit. And the second open port is 80, which runs HTTP. And the next one, I think this is some sort of the MySQL, but I'm not sure. But in this video, we do not need to care about this port. If you want, you can try like MySQL and specify the capital P to connect to this MySQL X, whatever. The next thing what may do is to do some enumeration for the 80 port. Now let's go back to our browser, and maybe we can use the private mode and input the IP address of the target, and it works. It's just a simple Apache to default page, and also nothing found in the source code of this page. And if we check whether this target has robots file, this tell us this target has gym directory. Okay, we can visit this directory, and of course we needed to. And also we can take a walk through some major functions, but nothing helpful. And also we can put the email, but we didn't get any email information and password. So I think, for the web application, the first order important step is to do some enumeration. For example, we can use the Nikto. And the Nikto will go through some major enumeration, and also including some directories. Yeah, we have already got some interesting directory like admin, and we can try to visit this directory admin. Oh, sorry. And this is some sort of the CRM, Customer Relationship Management, CMS, and we can try like admin if to check whether this CRM allows this this CRM exist weak credentials like admin, and password, and we log in but failed, invalid, and also we can try the username as admin and password is password, but invalid username or password. Also we can try the admin, some sort of the login bypass technique like this one, and password whatever, login. Yeah, we successfully log in as admin, and I think there's some functions or super link like change password, users, manage ticket, and manage codes, user access log. But I think if you view this one, from the pattern of the URL, there is one parameter which is ID, and to check whether this parameter has SQL injection vulnerability, we can set the Foxy proxy to the burp suite, so the all request will go through this proxy, and then we can launch the burp suite and intercept request and copy the request into file like IEQ.txt, and then we can use SQL map to do the SQL injection vulnerability scanning. Yes, from my practice, as I did several minutes ago, this parameter indeed has SQL injection vulnerability, and we can dump the some sort of credentials from the database like admin password, and also user email and password. But I can tell you, this way is not right direction from the penetration perspective. It means we cannot get the foothold by this way. So I think also we need to take a note or make a notice other directory like secret. We can access this directory secret, but of course this one doesn't seem to be useful for us. And also has another one, maybe it looks like a very normal directory, even I didn't notice this, and I don't think I needed to do more or furthermore enumeration for this. I even didn't open or visit this directory as I did this virtual machine in the first time. But yeah, this one is very important directory, and we can visit this one. Store. Yeah, this one. So I think, of course, this is just some sort of online bookstore, and like different books and the information description and the cover image. Yeah. But if we have a look at the something in the bottom, there is one super link, admin login. And actually we can, for example, we can try if we can log in as admin and admin, the weak credentials. Yeah, it does work. Actually, according to, based on my test, we can input anything. For example, like I just fill in random characters and submit. Yeah, so it doesn't verify the password field. So okay, now we have already signed in this management portal, and as you can see, it looks like this bookstore allow us to add a new book. For example, like add a new book, and we can, for example, input some random information and the author, and of course we can try to upload our shell.php code, right? And we can prepare the shell.php .php file, and we can, of course, we need to make some modifications. Yeah, to modify the IP address, so to speak, to our Kali Linux. And the port number, of course, you can leave it as it is, but I always change it to my favorite port number, which is 555. And now write and quit. So now we can upload this file. Oh, sorry, we need to go to the working directory, which is Funbox3, and we can select the shell.php, open, and of course description, it doesn't matter, and we can just put the $1 in the price field, and publisher, we can fill in some random information at the new book, but it says at the new data incorrect integer value for column published ID. So maybe we need to use the valid or existent publisher. And we can, for example, we can copy this one and add the book again and browse the shell.php, price, and the publisher. So now no problem. We have already added a new book. The name is very really useless or meaningless name. But we need to find the location of our uploaded shell.php, right? And then we can get the reverse shell from the virtual machine. But before we do that, we can set up the listener first, because this is the necessary step. And now we can go back to our browser. So where is the shell.php? You know, I think we can go to the publisher and also the books. You know, there's some books, and we can click or open any book. I mean the existent book, and if we open image on the new tab, so I think our shell.php must be under this directory, right? This is a very reasonable guess. We can copy this path and we can paste in here, and then we can put our shell.php, the name, and now we can hit enter. Now we have already got the reverse shell which connected from the virtual machine. And we also need to check the version of Python. Yeah, Python 2 not found. And we also check the Python 3. Yeah, Python 3 does exist on the target. And we can make this shell to be interactive. pty. Okay. And now we can go to the home directory to do some very basic enumeration. There is just only one normal user. The username is Tony, and to check if we can navigate into his home directory, cd Tony, no problem, and list the content of this home directory. But as you can see, the author has already left a very important file. The name is password. Of course, we can password cat the content, and we have already got the password. Of course, this password must be used by the Tony. There is only just one user, right? Just I mentioned, and we can switch. Of course, other credentials is useless for us. We have already got the shell, and we can switch our shell to the user Tony, and we can copy the password of the user and paste in here. Yeah, no problem. We can check the ID, and also, of course, as you can see, maybe the the Tony can run the commands with the sudo. We can check the sudo and the option, the -l, and to get the so many commands we can use. But maybe some commands it's not easy for us to elevate our privilege. After all, what we are going to do next is to elevate our privilege. And if you want, you can check every command and go to the website of this website, the GTF Open. Yeah, this is a wonderful website. I'd like to point to you when we do the local privilege escalation. And I can tell you, this one we can make use this command to very easy, and this command will allow us to easily upgrade or elevate our privilege. We can copy and put in here. And this has already given us the instruction how to escalate our privilege. We just use this command and bin bash or bin shell, and we can use sudo and use bin and pcat exec, and then is okay. Now we are from the banner. We have already we can know we are already root user. We can go to the root directory, list the content of this directory, and we got the root flag. Okay, so that's all I'd like to demonstrate in this video. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.